Rene Vaca, he's the guy put me in the game. I always say Ralph Barbosa, who I believe is one of the hottest, if not the hottest.
Oh, he's hot.
He's the hottest, not just amongst Latinos. He's the hottest.
No, he's hot, period.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Wow. I want to go back into the comedy, man. I want to talk about just the fact of how you basically, it's Ralph Barbosa. How many Hispanic younger guys is it that's in the game that you can think of?
I mean, as far as like my top 5 or whatever, I know, it's Rene Vaca. He's the guy put me in the game. I always say Ralph Barbosa, who I believe is one of the hottest, if not the hottest.
Oh, he's hot.
He's the hottest, not just amongst Latinos. He's the hottest.
No, he's hot, period.
Everybody, yeah. Of course, we got Concrete, people like Dunos. So there's a lot of
Hispanic.
Yeah, specific, and then in LA specifically, because there's people that are from LA that are comics now. There are people that were influencers that are becoming comics now, or podcasters like Duno, who did No Jumper, Concrete, who does skits, and now he's into comedy, and they're killing it. They're doing a good job. They're selling tickets. Concrete's actually in Dallas too right now, so we're actually competing with the market. But it's cool, because there's enough money and people for everybody to eat. So it's way different than what it was before, because you hear those stories about back in the day, like George Lopez, George Lopez don't like Fluffy, and Fluffy don't like this guy, and because it was so little opportunity, because everybody's waiting to come get picked up by a network. Like, you couldn't do nothing by yourself. Now you don't need nobody, so it's like, I'll take this camera, take it to the club tonight, chop it up, and go viral.
That's right.
So you don't really need them anymore. So why would I be in competition with you when we could both build our platforms, So now, there's a lot. I can't name them all because there's so many of them.
I just asked because I know they're out there. I only know Ralph because Ralph is in Dallas. He from here, and it's funny how I even linked up with Ralph. That's crazy how it happened. But at any rate, it's just to see you guys flourishing and doing the things that y'all doing, man, is incredible. And I love it coming from a young perspective. And when you look at, a lot of comedians, you think about it, it's an internet comedians, that basically started out on the internet. You guys still doing it the traditional way, going out and doing the shows and stuff. And I think that's what make you guys different. And also it affords you a respect that a lot of other ones don't get from going in all those back, those back. How bad is it being? When is the worst? What's the worst comedy club that you hit? You ain't got to say no name, nigga. But the one that basically you like, God dang, man.
Shit, I mean, the good thing about when you funny. Like, it don't matter who you performing in front of, it's gonna work out, because eventually you're gonna crack them. But I mean, as far as like when I was starting off, like I said, Gary, Indiana, it was bad. And shout out to them because they always show me love. But I mean, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah. And then as far as like now, like what I consider a bad club.
That's good.
What I would consider a bad club is just maybe like the service, But I mean, I don't know, man. I think everywhere I've gone, because of the following we've been able to build, it's always going to be your people there. So even if the green room is shitty, even if the service is bad, once you're up there with your people, you're having fun, you forget about all that, man.
What was it like meeting Mario Lopez?
It was cool because, this is the guy you see every whole
Saved by the Bell and all
pretty
that.
boy, pretty boy.
Saved by the Bell.
Real pretty.
And then, I mean, as far as like, we check in the hotels every weekend. Every time I walk in the hotel, he's on the screen, He on the plane, he's on the TV. He's everywhere I look. So I got hired to do this music video with the Coyotes. Shout out to Coyotes on the West Coast, rappers. And they had Mario Lopez in it and Concrete as well. And I mean, he was real humble, real cool. He's just one of those guys that like a movie star where you see him and they just like glowing, oh, you could tell he's different. Like he's got the star power. And I mean, shit, he looked just how he looked on the line. Like he
pretty boy.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, and he was.
Abs.
I feel like he was changing in front of us on purpose. He was taking his shirt off, all ripped up and shit. We actually just did. I was actually just with him on Thursday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did a show at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, and he picked out his favorite comics, and he had a private event for his people. It was a fun time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you do your history, man? Because I'm an old dude. Do you know who Richard Maureen is? The one that played Cheech?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going back to the old comedy. Y'all got to do your homework.
No, I know Cheech Chong. I know Cheech Chong. Yeah.
Only reason I know because I used to see it. I think about how funny it was watching them get high in that car. You remember? Y'all were too young. Y'all wasn't watching
the fur
that.
car, yeah, I remember.
I mean, I think about, like I said, you guys got a whole different ball game. And Fluffy would be the one that's the biggest one, right?
Yeah.
Right now, like George, of course, he did the acting and all that stuff. George Lopez, shout out to George Lopez for sharing my stuff too. He shared Boss Talk. Gotta say that, man. Thank you so much. But at the end of the day, like when you look at Fluffy filling those arenas up, that's a whole different ball game, man. Ain't no everybody doing that, bro.
Nah. And then and then everybody could do it like once or twice, but to do it as long as he's done it for like 10 years doing arenas, I mean, not only the bag right, but just you built a legacy. You know, is one of the greatest of all times. And I mean, I'm glad to have him in my corner, as well as Joe Coy. He also does arenas, and he's also. Me and him are very close, and he's a mentor of mine. He likes me a lot. So, you know, to have some of the biggest names be, you know, on my side and helping me out, it means a lot to me. So, and they definitely inspire me. So I mean, obviously everybody's dreams is to be like that one day. But I lived a life, I feel like, where I was at some of my lowest, like pawning, stealing from my family, pawning shit. So just to be able to be where I'm at now, just selling out, you know, weekends at a comedy club or one-nighters at a comedy club and be able to make a okay living, I think I'm way farther than I ever thought I was going to be. So I am grateful for the position I'm in now. But I mean, shit, why not strive for better, you know? So I'm going to keep working. And I mean...
You going to get into films?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you want to go further and all that? I'm gonna do it more, and we gonna get into some films.
The thing is that I feel like I started doing comedy because I didn't want a job. I got a real problem with people telling me like what to do. So like I felt like doing movies and acting again. Even that video we did with Mario Lopez, just that I was in like a 30-second scene. It took like all day just to film that. And so you got people telling you, no, do it this way or do it that way. And I hate being tedious with shit or saying the same shit over and over. So I just don't like that. Like that's not what I want to do, you know? I do understand that sometimes that's what it takes.
You would be great at it. People tell you that, don't they?
Yeah, they do tell me that.
You could do it.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I do want to look into it though. I mean, I'm not going to stop myself just because I don't want to do something, you know. So I'll learn and hopefully I get something in the future. But for me right now is the comedy, the stand up, like the raw stand up is what I love. That's my passion, you know.
How important is God in your life?
Man, I used to. My faith changed a lot, you know, after specifically, you know, those health scares and stuff like that. I grew up in a household where like my dad was one of those people that was like, oh, why would I go to church, or I'm drinking and doing bullshit all week. Why would I pretend to be somebody I'm not? And then my mom, she kind of was was not really too religious, but when I was growing up, like I said, I was kind of like a problem child. So she didn't want my brother and my sister to be like that. So they had a small Catholic church with like maybe 40 students close to our house. So she put them in the Catholic church. So they my brother and sister grew up like Catholic because of their school. They had to go to mass. They had to do all the church stuff. So my family, specifically my siblings and my mom, have always been very Catholic. My dad is not religious at all. I always stood in the middle, you know. I was very like a hypocrite, you know. I only talked to God when I felt like I needed something, you know. And then when I feel like I would always make false promises. I would never hold up my end of the deal, you know. Sometimes I'll be like, oh God, if you help me out with this situation, you know, I'll stop doing cocaine or whatever. And then no, you just you never stop. You get what you want, and then you go right back to lying and all that. Until recently, when I think again being in the hospital and realizing how lucky I was. That's why I say I'm grateful for where I'm at now. Just because it's like, oh shit, you can lose all this in the snap of a fingers or whatever. So I feel like he's definitely in my life more now. I do find myself sometimes, you know, my eyes closed, whether I'm in a hotel room or at home, just kind of thanking God for everything. And I do hope that I get closer, you know, to him as the time goes on and whatnot. But I also, like, in a way, I still got my dad in me where I'm like, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I know I'm out here half-stepping, you know, bullshitting on the side. So I don't know, you know.
Let me just be real with you, man. He always meet you where you at. I never ever, you know, seen, if it's me, I'm not perfect anyway. So I believe in Jesus. So at the end of the day, it's what he done, not what I do. You know what I'm saying? So every day I get up to fight to be a better individual, but I'm still gonna be, I'm gonna make those mistakes. So when you look at it from that perspective, it ain't nothing you could do to prepare yourself to be this perfect person that you may be envisioning. So don't ever get caught up with it like that. Just always turn to him. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, no matter what you do, I always give him a shout because he love you no matter where you at. Ain't nobody. Them people that false looking like they doing way more than what they doing and they way closer. Boy, you closer than them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't think about that. It be some fictitious people out here trying to make you feel like they just right with you. You like, I don't even know him. I'm with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.